Maybe because announcements time to get started.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Dean Cleveland Gilmore. I'm proud to be the Dean of the Graduate and Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences. We're here to celebrate today the graduates who have earned the degree of Master of Science in Social Administration or the Master of Nonprofit Organizations. Each of our graduates is outstanding. We've worked with you and we know that you're going to go forward and you're really going to be change agents in making the world a better place. On this journey, I want you to think about the many people who supported you along the way, your family, your friends, the people sitting next to you, and I'd like you to stand and extend your thanks today. Your faculty members and field advisors have been integral in your education. These dedicated individuals have worked hard to provide excellent educational experiences for you. And I'd like you to thank your faculty members and field advisors. And would they please stand? Thank you. Now, there's one person I'd like to stand again, and that's Dr. Lenore Cola. Please stand, Lenore. You're the last class to have the privilege of having Dr. Lenore Cola on the faculty. Maybe she'll change her mind after hearing this. She has touched the lives of many of you, and she's been doing so for 39 years. Dr. Cola established a curriculum specialization in alcohol and other drugs of abuse, focusing on interventions at both the micro and macro level. She chaired the program for more than 30 years. She's also former dean of the School of Graduate Studies at Case Western Reserve University. Dr. Cola, on behalf of the entire school and on behalf of the many students who you've trained over these 39 years, we want to thank you for your dedication and your talents. Thank you. We're now moving to the awards part of our ceremony. It's with great pleasure that I introduce the Mandel School graduate student speaker. This person has been nominated by his peers to represent the 2014 graduating class. Christopher Vosvanis, please come forward. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Dean Gilmore, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, including my lovely wife and two sons, fellow classmates, I'm truly humbled to be before you today to speak on behalf of the class of 2014. As I look at the faces of all graduates today, I'm reminded of an experience that we all shared, MSSA orientation. In my orientation, I looked at a group that was filled with absolute trepidation. I think the common unspoken and probably even spoken theme of that day was, what in the world have I got myself into? Now as we don these caps and gowns, it's a different group, one that is poised to make a difference in this forever challenging yet noble profession we call social work. And it cannot be overstated that each one of you will make that difference. I challenge you to always keep in the forefront of your thinking that your presence will mean something in the life of somebody. Your empathy, kindness, your spirit will be the tools that you use to make that difference. To my cohort mates in the intensive weekend program, it was obvious to me when we were together on our very first weekend that we had a special group. The various temperaments, talents, and convictions in that room were remarkable. We bonded very quickly. What made it that way? Well, the laughter was probably the most fun thing about it. We laughed a lot. But there were plenty of other things as well. The effort, the teamwork, the exchange of collegial ideas. We really got to know one another. From our end-of-class meals complete with countdown cookie, to our honest, constructive feedback, to the little glimpses in our personal existences that we shared, to our undying support. We relied on each other. The instructors saw this too. Several of them remarked that they had not seen a group quite like this one. I know that I left that first Sunday with the belief that we would accomplish this goal together. And I think you did as well. And I think we had the sense to know that it was going to be okay. And I think much of that trepidation evaporated. So, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for providing me with the greatest gift of learning that I could have imagined, your experience. It was not quite what I expected when I came here, but it was an early epiphany, and I know that my abilities as a social worker have been and will continue to be so much better for it. The second lesson that being at MSAS taught me in a truly impacting way is to embrace diversity. Again, I have my cohort to thank for this gift. The word divergence to me illustrates a difference in how people develop, the paths we follow from a shared beginning. As a group, we came from so many backgrounds and walked so many passageways that I marveled how we came to be in the same room together. I believe the common denominator was our commitment to the human condition and our desire to impact change. In one of our first weekends together as a cohort, I remember listening to the perspective of one of my classmates and was absolutely struck with how different her path was in comparison to mine. I thought, here we are at this moment in time, and we could not be more different. Our trails started on different sides of the world and did not cross until we showed up at the corner of Bellflower and Ford. I came to appreciate her culture-driven perspective, her strengths, her challenges, her cooking. I learned so much from her, but most of all, I learned that despite our different beginnings, her desire to make a difference was the very same desire that existed within me. In that spirit, I would like her to share this stage with me and make some remarks. It would only be fitting that we stand here together as a symbol of diversity's importance. Her name is Jayashree Murali, and I would be grateful if you would be here with me right now.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dean Grover. Thank you, Chris, for allowing me to take the stand with you. And I don't think I could have had a better day than this to complete my master's, which I never imagined I would in this country, and to have someone that I've been in awe of for the past 3 years call me up to speak next to him. This has been an amazing journey leading to me standing here today. So many people have been a part of this journey. My clients, for accepting me and my strange ways and showing me kindness, love, and total acceptance. As I worked with the families, it created a passion for this work and led me to overcome one of my biggest fears, going to school in this country. So I did it after meeting with Professor Strom and thinking, it couldn't be that bad with someone like him running the program, could it? Then, of course, I met Cheryl Kroon, and I signed the papers, and I felt comfortable enough to get into the program. In spite of my anxiety and fear to meet new people and be amongst veterans in the field, it has been an extremely good experience. The professors and the administrative staff here have been extremely supportive in sometimes believing that I could do this when I did not believe it myself. They have been so approachable and easy to talk to. This has been a very unique experience for me in talking to professors who behaved less like your average professors from India and more like friends who wanted me to succeed. I am glad I began this course 3 years ago, as I cannot believe that I could have had as amazing a group of people in my class as I have had with my classmates. We have become good friends, supporting each other, helping each other, listening when we were down, and laughing at each other's foolishness. I would like to take this opportunity to thank this wonderful group of students that made this journey memorable and easier for me to handle. I always say that I love being among social workers because they are so accepting of people's flaws, their differences, and just seeing the best in people. To be in a room full of people who hung on my every word as much as I hung on theirs was a very new experience for me. I was in awe of their knowledge, their ability to maneuver through the amazing amount of information given to us, and their willingness to learn from everyone around. In fact, I even began looking forward to weekends in school. Grad school has brought many changes to me personally. I have learned how to talk in front of people thanks to all the PowerPoints we had to do in class. I have learned to watch what I say due to my many faux pas of the American language. I even dress differently now. To say that it has been a great journey for me is a very mild statement. Thank you to my family for being with me through this. I thank you all to have supported me and helped me through my rough patches, inability to write papers, and my sometimes lack of understanding of things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am pleased to begin the presentation of awards with the Irene Saw Gross Service Award. This award is initiated by Mandel School students for a fellow classmate. At this time, I would like the current Mandel Council student president, Rachel Wilkins, to come forward.
Good afternoon. The Irene Saw Gross Service Award was established by Mr. Milton Gross to honor the memory of his wife, Irene Saw, a 1940 Mandel School graduate. The award is given to a member of the graduated class chosen through nomination by his or her peers for their passionate interest and outstanding accomplishments in the areas of humanitarian service. This year's winner of the Irene Saw Gross Award exemplifies both of those noted qualities. Classmates explained in their nominations that this graduate is passionate about social issues and actively supported and advocated for marginalized populations, particularly students coping with mental illness. Another classmate stated that, despite the demands of the school curriculum, plus the extra requirements involved in the Mandel Leadership Fellows program, this student was highly involved with community service training as a NAMI family psychoeducation leader, as well as acting as a community mentor and an advocate to urban youth through a program called Urban Future Leaders of the World. This graduate is very understanding and very passionate about social issues, especially those that concern college students' adjustment to mental illness. Today, it is my honor to announce that the 2014 Irene Saw Gross Award goes to Jillian Rogers. Jillian, please come forward and accept your award.
Come on.
Oh, she's trapped.
Come forward.
Can she go through the door?
Oh, she can come. Yeah, take it out. Nope, you can leave that there. Jillian didn't know why she was first in line today. Now you know, Jillian.
Thank
Here you
you
go.
so much.
And look at you. Thank you, Rachel. I wish the audience could have seen the reaction as this was being read, because heads started moving around and people started orienting down towards Jillian, and she had her head down going, and she, that was nice, a nice surprise. Well done. And now we have the presentation of the John A. Yankee Student Community Service Award. This award is presented to a graduate who is actively engaged as a volunteer in one or more successful community service activities or projects while a student at the Mandel School. The spirit of the award is to recognize a student who exemplifies Emeritus Professor John A. Yankee's dedication to community service and his desire to strengthen the nonprofit sector. And Professor Yankee is sitting here in the second row. Thank you, John. The award brings public attention to the extensive commitment of students to the nonprofit sector and provides the opportunity to highlight both the students' involvement and the organization. We are pleased to have Emeritus Professor John Yankee and his wife Sylvia with us here today. A summary of comments from faculty nominations includes the following. This student has provided exemplary service to the school, the university, and community. She worked tirelessly last year to develop social work bylaws, forms, job descriptions, orientation for preceptors and student volunteers to initiate and implement social work student involvement in the student-run free clinic, which is at the Free Clinic of Greater Cleveland. This is an interdisciplinary collaboration among students of the School of Medicine, the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, and the Mandel School. There would not have been social work involvement without her persistence, tenacity, and exemplary leadership. Adding a new profession and new school to the mix certainly had its challenges, but through this student's perseverance, social work has taken its rightful place in the provision of much-needed services for the underinsured. Students from medicine, nursing, and dentistry commented on how impressed they were with the way this student helped them to understand social work and helped to teach the value of having the expertise of social workers in the clinic. CWRU professional school faculty commented that this student was steadfast in her determination to help the process and gain recognition for the profession's expertise at the student-run free clinic. I am pleased to present the 2014 John A. Yankee Student Community Service Award to Jillian Baugh. The Mandel School Dean's Award for Outstanding Student Achievement is presented to a graduate whom faculty feel exhibits academic achievement, exceptional service to the school, and exemplary performance in field education. This year, 2 graduates will receive the award. The nomination comments are as follows. This graduate is an exceptional student and professional. This student shows remarkable commitment to learning and bringing learning into practice. This student has been influential in his role at the Veterans Administration due to his expertise in homeless and military families. This student is a standout thinker, adept at integrating social work theory into practice applications. He has worked with a variety of human service, civic, and interfaith organizations to rethink complex issues in new and compelling ways. This intensive weekend student is a leader among students, is on a trajectory to make major impacts in the field as a Mandel School alumnus. The first recipient of the award this year, the Dean's Award for Outstanding Students, goes to Patrick Clifford. Now we have the comments on the second recipient. During her tenure at the Mandel School, this student has distinguished herself as a leader in the classroom and the community. This graduate has provided vocal and insightful leadership on behalf of classmates through her involvement in faculty meetings and campus-wide committees. This graduate has worked to cultivate and support the learning community inside and outside the classroom. She has set up learning supportive activities for students in her volunteer role as an officer in the Mandel Council to better understand each other across racial, ethnic, and lines that divide us as a nation and as a school. This graduate and another student colleague participated in an active learning panel discussion with Dr. Elizabeth Tracy. She was instrumental in facilitating social work student participation in the student-run free clinic, a collaborative effort and partnership with the schools of medicine and nursing. This graduate has been an all-around leader in scholarship, service, and in the field, an asset to the Mandel School, the university, and the community. This graduate will soon take her place in the pantheon of distinguished graduates of the Jack Joseph and Morton Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences. The second recipient of the 2014 Dean's Award for Outstanding Student Achievement is Jillian Baugh. Now we move to teaching awards. Each year we have the opportunity to recognize one individual as an outstanding field instructor for the Master of Science in Social Administration program. Field instructors are the social workers in the agencies who work without extra pay to help students develop their professional skills. They apply the classroom theory to the realities of today's service delivery challenges, and they develop their identities as professional social workers under the tutelage of these critical teachers. These advisors do it because they are committed to the students and the future of the profession. Here are some comments that students made about this year's awardee. I nominate this person because of the support and encouragement she provided to me and all the interns. The environment at my field placement is one that truly values interns and their learning. This field instructor encouraged us to pursue all of our goals and supported our efforts to grow beyond what was expected of us. This field instructor has consistently made herself available to us and always maintained an open-door policy. Even with a busy schedule, check-ins with questions and requests always felt welcomed. Another student commented, I came into my second year discouraged and really questioning my place in the field of social work. This person offered support, encouragement, and validation throughout my experience. My experience working with this field instructor reinstilled my confidence and has motivated me to continue my work in the field of trauma. It has inspired new goals and aspirations. She and her team have been an invaluable asset for my learning, and I am forever grateful for the support and learning they have allowed me. It's with great pleasure that I announce this year's Field Instructor of the Year, Christy Muncy. And your family's here. And now we're going to have the presentation of the John A. Yankee Outstanding Teacher Award for full-time and adjunct teaching. And I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Dean Fazekas, who's the president of the Mandel School Alumni Association, who will present these awards. Dean?
Thank you, Dean Gilmore, our welcome guests, faculty, and graduates. As president of the Mandel School Alumni Association, I warmly welcome you, the class of 2014, to the Alumni Association. Today, you join nearly 7,500 Mandel graduates who reside in all 50 states and 40 countries across the world. We're everywhere. As alumni, we feel strongly connected to this school. One of our major initiatives is to raise scholarship money for students. We do this through the annual fund. The scholarships and aid that you received while at the Mandel School came from school alumni and friends. When you are in the position to do so, I hope you will contribute to the annual fund to help the students who follow you. The Alumni Association is also proud to be involved in the presentation of the Outstanding Teacher Awards. The awards honor Emeritus Professor Dr. John Yankee, who was nominated a record number of times as Outstanding Teacher for his ability to enlighten, motivate, and inspire. Although this award is given to 3 people today, it is a testimony to the tremendous talent and commitment of each and every one of our faculty members who teach at the Mandel School. Please join me in thanking our entire faculty for their extraordinary commitment to the education of our students. Let us begin with the Adjunct Faculty Awards. This year, 2 adjunct faculty members will receive this award. Here are selective student comments about the first adjunct faculty member. This faculty member instructed with enthusiasm and enjoyment while providing firsthand knowledge of policies affecting the mental health field and also those currently being developed. Class was always thoughtful and intelligent. This instructor was flexible and responsive to students. Another comment. This instructor brought a combination of ethical commitment, real-world experience, and attention to research. They employed an emphasis on seminar-style discussion, challenging students on both their arguments and value judgments to promote growth and learning. And a final comment. Opportunities to include professionals in the field in the classroom should be sought after more often, as this experience has provided great insight into the mental health system. The first award for the John A. Yankee Outstanding Adjunct Faculty Award goes to Eric Morse, a Mandel alumnus.
Congratulations.
Eric was trembling with joy as he was shaking my hand. Comments from the nomination for the second recipient of the John A. Yankee Outstanding Adjunct Teacher Award are, this instructor goes above and beyond for students by using relevant and interesting personal stories to further emphasize their teaching. Students are encouraged to remember values and ethics when working with groups and the community. Another comment. This instructor actively supports the students' experience at MSSA outside the classroom. This faculty member models the ideals and ethics of social work practice and is an inspiration to many students. And a final comment. This instructor is active in the community. They have taught me a great deal and has allowed me to think critically in a new, creative, and different ways. This instructor taught the value of the individual and the strength of the community. Our second award goes to another Mandel School alumnus, Larry Bressler.
I know you're surprised, Larry.
Congratulations.
Step over here, take a picture. And let's have a picture with Eric and Larry too. We can all get together here. And Larry, you can hold your award. And I'll stand right here. Great. Congratulations.
He wasn't trembling as much. Now, for the full-time faculty award. Here are selective student comments about this full-time faculty member. This professor is one of the most influential professors I have encountered during my matriculation at MSSA. This professor's approach has always been student-centered and student-oriented. There was never a time when they were not available to answer questions. It is evident that they love their job and us as students. Another comment. This professor is a conscientious and thoughtful instructor who uses technology and innovative teaching methods to extend coursework on social work theory outside the classroom and into the professional world. Ethics were also integrated throughout the course content. A final comment. This professor's commitment to the social work profession and their students extended well beyond the classroom. Their ability to empower students should be commended. I am sure that when John A. Yankee Award was created, it was to recognize professors such as this one for their outstanding work. Their belief in me created an ability which cannot be taught in a classroom. That ability is confidence. And I would also like to add that this person won this award for my graduating class in this building. The 2014 Outstanding Faculty Member at the Jack, Joseph, and Morton Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences is Dr. Elizabeth Tracy. Congratulations.
So we're so fortunate to have dedicated teachers, and I want to recognize our award recipients and all of our teachers once again. And now we move on to the presentation of another award and the introduction of our commencement speaker. And she didn't even know she was receiving an award. India Pierce Lee graduated with the MSSA in 2005. She is Program Director for Neighborhoods, Housing, and Community Development at the Cleveland Foundation. She oversees the Foundation's Greater University Circle Initiative, a unique, multi-institutional, anchor-based partnership with Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland Clinic, University Hospitals, the City of Cleveland, and philanthropic and nonprofit organizations engaged in catalytic projects to revitalize neighborhoods that include transportation, wealth building and economic inclusion, employer-assisted housing, and community engagement. It's a big project. Prior to joining the Cleveland Foundation, India served as Senior Vice President of Programs at Neighborhood Progress, Inc., Senior Program Director with the Northeast Ohio Local Initiative Support Corporation, Director of the Empowerment Zone with the City of Cleveland's Department of Economic Development, and Executive Director of Mount Pleasant Now Development Corporation. Early in her career, she worked as an air traffic control specialist. so she can deal with pressure. In 2009, India completed the prestigious Loeb Fellowship from the Graduate School of Design at Harvard University. She spent 10 months on the Harvard campus studying best practices in neighborhood revitalization with a special interest in sustainability. India has been recognized for outstanding service to Cleveland throughout her career, including receiving keys to the City of Cleveland from former Mayor Michael White and the City of Dallas-Fort Worth by former Mayor Jewel Woods. In January 2012, she was appointed by Mayor Frank Jackson to the City of Cleveland's Civil Service Commission. In 2011, she was named one of Crane's Cleveland Business Women of Note. India earned a Bachelor of Science degree in management from Cleveland's Dyke College. She's a proud graduate of the Mandel School, where she was a community development program student and also a Lewis Stokes Fellow. Other organizations where she provides her invaluable volunteer time and talent include Evergreen Cooperative Cooperation Board, of which she is a founding member, and she serves on the visiting committee of our school. In 2013, she received the prestigious 2013 Cleveland Southern Christian Leadership Conference Award for community service. On a personal note, India is a loyal Clevelander, living in the Glenville neighborhood where she and her husband Peter both grew up. She loves to relax by cooking and baking for family, friends, and colleagues. She related to me that when she cooks a batch of cookies for people at work, it's at least 150 cookies. All right, so India, we have a visiting committee meeting coming up soon. I'm expecting some of those famous cookies. She even owns a 1948 Nash, which her husband bought her for her birthday last year. Obviously, she believes in Cleveland and sustainability and great neighborhoods. Therefore, for her outstanding contributions to the social work profession, the community, and the Mandel School, it's my great pleasure to honor India Pierce Lee today with the 2014 Distinguished Alumna Award from the Jack, Joseph, and Morton Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences.
Dean Gilmore is always full of surprises. I'm really humbled, and it's just a blessing and an honor. And there's so many of you here that I see in the crowd here that I've worked with over the years. Dr. Yankee, Larry, Dr. Milliken, so many. And those that went on before, like Dr. Art Napperstack and others. It's a blessing and honor to stand here today. And again, I am truly humbled. And it's an exciting moment for each one of you. And I know I'm the reason that's standing between you and that diploma. So I promise you I'll be brief. Again, thank you, Dean Gilmore, for your leadership here at the school and the team that you have that has continued to create the best education for those that come through these doors. I also want to thank Dr. Barbara Snyder for her incredible vision for the university, and to say thank you again for this year's President's Award for Visionary Achievement that was awarded to our CEO, Ron Richard, and the Cleveland Foundation. The foundation is celebrating our 100th birthday. And we have been learning about the first century of the foundation's turning passion into purpose. This is so apropos for why we are here today. It was only 9 years ago that I sat where you were, a very proud graduate of this school, now known as the Jack, Joseph, and Morton Mandel School of Applied Social Sciences, a mouthful. Even more special is being a Lewis Stokes Fellow, and having grown up knowing the legendary congressman and to be able to witness his work and the gifts he has left behind for others nationally and locally. I've also had the opportunity to work with Morton Mandel and witnessed the legacy he and his brothers have left to Cleveland. What that has done for me is to watch and learn how important it is that no matter where you are in your journey, the importance of giving back to others. And from what I understand, this is the best class ever. Is that right? All right. And there's some very, very talented individuals here, which we've seen already today. So today, let me take you on a brief journey along the road I call life. And I want to share with you for a few minutes a few thoughts that I hope will be of encouragement, but realizing it represents my journey and that it will be different for each one of you. As a person of deep faith and someone that believes that God continually guides my path, I have been blessed throughout this journey to have so many opportunities to explore, learn, grow, share, but more importantly, serve. I can get up every day knowing I work at an organization that has individuals that don't think about their position just as a job, but they're passionate, dedicated, and committed to making a difference in our community. Having worked in Cleveland's neighborhoods for over 25 years, I have been able to learn that no matter where you sit in life, you can do something to make life better and change the lives of others. I have learned to embrace life's moments and to use what I have been given in the little space I occupy to do as much as I can while I can. And that's important because no matter where you sit right now, your journey is going to be long. You're going to be lifelong learners. Some of you might think you know everything right now. Believe me, you'll be learning forever. As you think about your aspirations for the future, what are you really passionate about? What are the one or two things that wake you up and get you energized to do something that will be of service to others? What do you need in order to take what you are most passionate about in life and make it your life's purpose? Now, there are some of you who might say that you shouldn't have a passion, that your passion will find you, that it's too soon for you to know what your passion is. But who's really to say? What I do know, if you don't have that spark in your heart, if you don't have the gumption to get up and take action, if you don't have the drive, the faith and perseverance to thrive, then why are you here on this journey? Now, there are some of you that already have charted your course along the path and you know exactly what your passion is. There are some of you that have an idea, of the route you want to take along the path, but not sure which one of many directions you will go and where your passion is. And then there are a few of you that will move along and take whichever path that comes your way, and you will be passionate about that course. I think I'm one of those kind of people. And it's okay, because there are many paths to take along the road to get where you want to go. To take the passion, you have to run with it. As Dean Gilmore said as we were coming over here, let's do it. Yes, your passion will find you, and as you mature and grow, your passion and purpose may grow. It will evolve. It will give even change. But if you are true to yourself and you really care about others and the impact you will have, that passion will come out. It will be nurtured and it will be infectious. You will know when it is there, when you feel that fire in your belly, when you have that desire to keep going no matter how hard it gets, because there is an end game. But also be cognizant that these things will change along the way, and most of the changes will be good. But every now and then, you're going to hit a bump in the road. And it's going to be a bump you didn't expect. It is how you handle that bump in the road that will determine your ultimate destination. Don't get discouraged. Pick yourself up. Keep moving, because you are not on the journey alone. It is the bumps in the road that will become those teachable moments in your life. One of my favorite sayings when things just don't go the way I expect, this too shall pass. You might ask, how did I find my passion? Well, I've always been one of those people to take different paths. I always worked hard no matter what I was doing. When I went from being an air traffic controller fired by the President of the United States, by the way, to banking and back to air traffic, and then one day a councilman asked me to come and work at a community development corporation, CDC, not Center for Disease Control, as some would think, to build new houses in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood. And when I told him I didn't know anything about it, he said, "You will learn." And that is where my journey really began. That's when I realized I could do something much greater, working in the community and knowing that we were touching the lives of individuals and helping those most in need. From there to where I am today, still working in our neighborhoods, working with extraordinary individuals from major institutions and organizations like Case Western Reserve, Cleveland Clinic, university hospitals, the city of Cleveland, and yes, our CDCs. But what I've learned from the years of experience that no matter how small or large an institution or organization may be, there are caring, passionate individuals within these organizations who care about making change. And it is your job to figure out as you start your careers, not only to find these types of individuals, but for you to be one of those individuals. And please, no matter how tough things may get, don't lose your desire. Don't become lackadaisical. When you start working in organizations where sometimes people just show up and don't really care, think about how you can be the change agent and be the ray of sunlight when you are dealing with individuals and families that are struggling. Don't put everyone in the same basket and treat people with the same respect you would want if you were in their situation. This is where you can be an inspiration to others. Use your passion that will ultimately have a real purpose for you in life. And don't always look to be recognized. Just do it. Remember the 8 competencies, the ability-based learning environment? That's right. They have been embedded in your coursework as social workers. But also as individuals, you should reflect back periodically to apply them to your personal and professional life. As you grow and learn, these competencies will have a deeper meaning. So remember to be reflective. Don't ever stop advocating for social, economic, and environmental justice. Apply social work practice at the highest level. Uphold the values and ethics, which are even more important in today's society. Integrate cultural, economic, and global diversity, but continue to think critically, communicate effectively, and continue to develop yourself as a leader. You will meet so many people from so many diverse backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs who will help you travel that road to fulfill your passion. Some will be very visible in your life, and others will be quietly behind the scenes pushing you along. And you should not forget them. Embrace the moments, embrace those around you. And whether you realize it or not, you'll never walk alone. As you progress through this life, and make outstanding achievements, it is good to still be open to new ideas, be willing to be bold and take risks. But of course, make sure they're the right risks. Don't do the wrong things. But the most important is to remain humble in all that you do. As graduates in the field of social work for one of the top 10 graduate schools nationally, whether you are in community and social development or direct practice, there are expectations of you through giving of your time, through giving of your talent, and most importantly, your treasures, both to support the greater community, as an alumnus of MSSA to volunteer, to give back financially to help other students find their passion. And remember, to whom much is given, much is required. And a lot of people say, well, I got this debt, I can't, support the school. You can go online and give $5 a month. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can give a little bit because somebody gave for a lot of you to sit here. And on this journey, just again, you'll never walk alone on this journey because there are so many that have walked the path before you, so you can be where you are now. And as you go down that path over your lifetime, you should remember to reach back and bring someone else along. In closing, I'd like to thank my parents who are in heaven, looking down, who set the foundation for who I am. My sister, who's sitting here, my sister-in-law, Karen, and my godparents, Avon and Rosemary. But more importantly, my patient, kind and loving husband, Peter, who has been encouraging me and standing by me every step of the way. I leave you with a quote from Mark and Angel Chernoff. Purpose is the reason you journey. Passion is the fire that lights your way. Again, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today, and congratulations to the best class ever, the 2014 class, MSSA class. Thank you.
I thanked India for speaking from her heart. And she was in the first cohort in the abilities-based learning environment. And Professor Yankee is nodding, so we appreciate her hearkening back to the 8 abilities, and the fact that they are useful in everyone's lives. I've had many alumni tell me that when they're asked, what does a social worker do, they recite the 8 abilities. This is what I can do as a social worker. So it's great on your resume. Well, this morning, President Snyder conveyed the degree of Master of Science in Social Administration en masse on all of you, and you all moved your tassels to the left sides. I've seen that, so you know you have the degree. But now we have the opportunity to honor people individually. And we're going to have a ceremony where they come forward, and they're going to give their hood to a faculty member. The hood will be placed on their shoulders, and then they'll come up on stage. We'll present the diploma. We'll have a photo opportunity, and then Dean Fazekas, the president of our alumni council, will present them with a pin that has the emblem of the university and also the MSSA imprinted on it, so that you can wear that as a lapel pin to show people where you graduated from, and you can be proud. Okay. So before we begin, it's natural in this type of ceremony for people, family and friends, to be very excited and want to cheer and so forth. But I'm actually going to ask you to hold back on that until the end, because we want to make sure that every name is heard and everyone gets recognition when they come up. So try to hold back that cheering, and at the end we'll have a big round of applause for everybody. So I ask the marshals, staff members, and the guest participants to please take your places. As we're forming up, I'd like to tell you that as part of our ceremony, Dr. is going to hood the Child Welfare Fellows recipients. Dr. David Hussey will hood the Leadership Fellows, and Dr. David Kaplan will hood his daughter, Celia Kaplan. All other hooding is Andrews and Dan. As you can see, there's a lot of organization has to go into this. And I'm really appreciative of all the staff and faculty who've worked on this. And you see Deborah Fields is our registrar. So she not only gets the students into their classes, she gets them into place in line.
Kara A. Davis. Go. Grace Jr. Nicole M. Williams. Christine Deanna Robinson. All. Certificate in Management and Leadership. Jennifer A. Margaret Bright Nevin. Brian Charles Newton, also receiving a certificate in Management and Leadership. Jillian Nancy Grace Rogers. Bonnie L. Adams. Agnes Akita, also receiving a certificate in Global Health. Christy Lynn Ali. Elizabeth Amacron. Jillian Jasmine Ball. Ray Baxter. Heather Lynn Bell. Chatham, also receiving a Global Health Certificate. Antoinette Bernice Blake. Alexandria Oss. Joseph Francis Caputo III, also receiving a Master of Arts from Case Western Reserve University. Patrick Joseph Clifford. Lauren M. Burdette. Edward Lee Collins, Jr. Set. M. Casey Samantha Dawson. L. Dean. Kristen Lee Dietrich. Daisha Olivia Vanessa Irvin. She's also receiving a certificate in global health. Jesse Felling. Gina L. Garrett. Stephanie George. Amelia Rose Glogowski. J. Bergerod Gregg. Lindsay Michelle Griggs. Hannah Harms. Taisha Lachey Hinton, also receiving a certificate in management and leadership. Brianna Marianne Hollis. Christia Devon Hope. Charlie, also receiving a certificate in management and leadership. Todd Donald Jankowski. Nicole Ann Jalovic, also receiving a certificate in Celia Renee Kaplan, hooded by her father, David Kaplan. Audra Kirschmeyer. John Stanley Cozell. Matthew Lawrence Kroc. Megan Allison Langhenry. Jonathan Andrew Lee. Lee. Rodney Jr. Lingnan Liu. F. Larissa Malcolm. McDonald. Laughlin. Jessica Catherine Mellon. receiving a certificate in management and leadership. Ann Robinette. Christopher Frank Rosbani. Salazar. Christine, also receiving a certificate in management and leadership. Star. Diane Denise. Paula A. Thomas Gerke. Alicia Lynn Marie Trescott. Lisa Sapliner Weitzman. Kayla E. Whiteside. Tricia Lynn Whittington. Come on. Shelby Marie Willard. Management and leadership. Okay. Tammy L. Zender. June Zhao, also receiving a certificate in global health.
And now applause. Well, we're almost at the end. The only thing more that has to happen is my remarks. You know that faculty members can go on for a while, deans can talk for a long period of time, so I've been asked to hold it to an hour. Well, no, maybe a little bit shorter. Graduates, I want you to remember that once a part of the Mandel School, you're always a part of the Mandel School. Today you're graduating. That marks one point in your education and in your career, but the school remains, and the school is going to be here for you as you continue on. As you learned from India Pierce Lee, she's had a continued connection with our school. Many of the people with whom you've worked in field agencies, you know, are alumni of the school, and they give of themselves as field advisors. In 2 years, we may be reaching out to you to be a field advisor, because you'll have that 2 years of experience. Kind of hard to think about, isn't it, that happening. But we also want you to remember that we're here for alumni events. We'd love to have you come back. We do know where you live. And we have email addresses. And you're going to be hearing from us. And we might even have phone numbers, but I think when you get those messages, remember our purpose is to help maintain that connection so that just for fun of it, when you want to come back to see us or to see some of your friends, or when you want to talk with a faculty member about something that you're dealing with at your agency, some career concern that you might have, we're here for that purpose. So really, remember that you now will always be a member of the Mandel School, and you're always part of who we are. I'm very proud of you. This is the 13th commencement at which I have had the pleasure to hand diplomas to graduates of the school. And every year, my heart is filled because I know about the commitment that you've made to bring about change in the world. Recently, we've started handing out stickers and bumper plaques proclaiming change agent. How many people have seen that? All right, good. Well, proudly proclaim that because you are change agents. I noticed that India Lee, in her presentation, she talked about urging you to be a change agent. And we didn't prompt her to say that. That's just a natural part of who you are as social workers. So celebrate that and continue to do your good work. We have one more celebration after this. We get to move from here back to the Mandel School, where we have a great reception, good food, students, you can show your family and friends where your great achievements occurred. I love hearing students talk about how they stood at that podium and they gave the best presentation of their lives. Well, maybe not the best, but yeah, they remember standing there and then going into the library and celebrating what you did there. You know, we love watching that interaction. So family and friends, remember when we leave here, you can follow us back to the corner of Ford and Bellflower, and we'll have a great party there. Perhaps you can connect up with your graduate, and they can give you a personal tour moving back there. Oh, and I'm told to remind you that shuttles will run until 8 p.m. Well, that's pretty good, particularly if you have to get back to your car, wherever it might be parked. Do you remember where your car is parked at this point? Okay. And we thank the Alumni Association because they are the sponsors of this great reception. We ask our guests to remain seated until all the graduates have exited, and we're going to begin with our recession now. So organist, strike the chord.